everybody, and welcome back to OMB Reviews. I am the critic who is a cynic. How is everyone doing this evening? Welcome back to the show, everybody. It is episode 229 of the Welcome to Asgard podcast, because yes, indeed, this show is updated and uploaded as a podcast every single night, and that reminds me to give a shout out to Toph Morris, who is a $5 supporter over on Anchor.fm. So thank you, Toph Morris, for supporting the podcast. It really does mean a whole hell of a lot. How is everyone doing, though? Happy Saturday, everybody. I know there's some confusion as to what the title means, and I will explain. Basically, it's going to be a regular stream for the beginning. I'll talk a little bit about WandaVision, as I did a video on it earlier, and I have triggered a bunch of MCU troll bots, which has been quite hilarious to see happen. But I also wanted to make sure that there was a bit of an open forum. It's been a long time since I've done an open forum, but what I'm going to do is once we hit 8 o'clock, once we hit 8 p.m., the last half hour of the show, I will only read member comments. So that means up until 8 o'clock, if you are not a member, as long as you tag me like you normally would, then I will read your comment. But once 8 p.m. hits, doesn't matter how far behind I am in the chat, keep that in mind, right? I typically fall about 20 minutes behind in the chat. But if indeed you are not a member, then I will be reading only members' comments for the last 30 minutes, because typically I wait until the last 5 or 10 minutes, and then there's some members' comments that I can't get to or have to rush to, or I go way over time because I'm trying to read as much as I can. So it's going to be an open forum, which means any questions that my members have, they can ask. And that'll be during the last 30 minutes of the show. So again, from now until 8 p.m., it'll be a regular stream. Nothing will be different, but I will only read members' comments. You will still be able to post. So if you're not a member, you will still be able to post, but I will only be reading those with the little green name next to them. And speaking of which, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, thank you very much for joining as a member on the channel. I very much appreciate that, good sir. And thank you. All right, let's see who is here. We had some people early at 6:26. Matthew Highland says, hey, I want to ask this before the stream kicks to members only. What did Gary mean last night by Mondo covers for the MCU movies he bought? I've never heard of Mondo covers. Neither have I. That must be a comic book thing. And as I've made it very clear several times on this and many other channels, I am not a comics person at all. So I assume that a Mondo cover is a type and style of cover, but that's about all I know about that. So that's all I got for you, man. I wish I could be more help, but sadly I cannot. We got Slicer Neons in the chat. We got Twirly Wolf, who's a member. Hail to you. And indeed, hail to the mods. Balin the Hobbit Tagnet says, I saw Raya and The Last Dragon. Disney answers a very important question. What if a dragon looks like Elsa? Well, Balin the Hobbit, I hope and pray you didn't pay that China money to watch it on Disney+, because I believe Raya and the Dragon's being given the Mulan treatment, which to me only means that they must have thought it must have been another movie where they thank the Chinese Communist Party at the end of it, because that would make the most sense to me. Father Casamela, hail to you, Father. Glad to have you back as always. Sorry I couldn't be on the Faith stream earlier. Had a lot of stuff going on. Had to build a new chair. Had to go get groceries. Had to take the pups for a walk. Had a lot of stuff going on today. Snortapoopas Cuber, what's going on? Tina B, what's going on? Tina B. Tina B, the Empress of the Universe, hail to you. As she says, I have no idea what members only means except a jacket. No, it's that we have YouTube members here, and I originally was going to play around with potentially turning the chat directly to members only. I don't know if I can do that midstream. That might be something that I do in the future, is be like, hey, we'll have a regular show for this amount of time, and then we'll just switch the chat right over to members only at a certain time period. We're not quite there yet, but I just want to be able to give some more attention to the members on the channel, because obviously it just, again, I think that they are just awesome, and because they support me, I think I should give more support to them. So that's kind of my mindset there. But thank you for being here, Tina B, Empress of the Universe. Rosie G12, hail to you, Rosie G12. Thank you very much for being back in the chat. As always, we got the new number 2 over there. What's going on, Dean Heiss? Hail to you, good sir. Andrew Hoyle's a member says, howdy all, just binged all of WandaVision. What a giant pile of meh that was. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I think there are some pretty cool things in there, and almost every single one of them gets destroyed within the last few episodes. All the interesting premises, all the interesting things, all the interesting characters, right? The introduction and the showing up of Quicksilver from the Fox franchise, right? That was the most interesting thing. You want to know what the most interesting thing, the most exciting thing about this entire series was? It was that Quicksilver cameo. And then they turned it into a boner joke. And no, I'm not kidding. It turns out, no, it's not actually Quicksilver. It's just this random dude named Boner who Agatha, the witch, gave a little bracelet or a little necklace to that essentially made him look like and act like Quicksilver. Like, or rather, more so just act like Quicksilver as far as having the super speed and being under mind control powers. It was ridiculous. It reminded me so much of The Last Jedi. I do love how they try to tease it as, oh, there's going to be a Luke Skywalker moment in this show. And it's like, no. The correct answer and what the correct promise would have been, no. There's going to be a Rian Johnson moment in the show. And guess what? They delivered. They delivered on that Rian Johnson moment. Because that's subversion of expectations. Let me tell you. It was quite a subversion that only one like a Rian Johnson could do. Glad to have you here, Andrew Hoyle, though. Rose E212 says, hi, family, coming over shortly, so just jumped on to say hi. Have a good stream. Oh, and WandaVision ending was a disgrace. I agree. I saw your comment on the video, Rose EG12. And this is a shout out to all of the haters on that video. It's amazing how the haters always come out early. So when the video first came out, I was getting ratioed. I was like 60%, which is a pretty bad ratio. It means likes to dislikes. 60% is pretty low for me. Typically, my videos are like 90s because I'm usually not that controversial. But apparently, not liking this, not consuming, and loving every single thing that Disney does, not loving every single thing that comes out in the MCU must make me a target for some of these MCU fanboys who have nothing better to do with their lives. And so I was getting just ripped to shreds. The best comment was, this guy doesn't like anything. And all I could think of, wasn't the last video I made before this my review of Emma, where I gave the film an A- and couldn't stop myself from loving the movie? I love those comments where it's people who obviously don't watch the channel, but they act as if they are like a subscriber. They act as if they watch every single thing so that it makes it sound like they have more of an authoritative voice. And it's like, what do you mean? It's like a quick search could easily show you that you're wrong, that you're not even really someone who watches. Man, oh man. The losers are out today, everybody. And it's sad. It really is. Stephanie B, what's going on, Stephanie B? She is indeed the general of my Valkyries. What's going on? Glad to have you here. Hail, Texas, as always. Golden Ration says, good evening, Odin. Good evening to you. Glad to have you here as well. Who else is here? Yeah, I was having an issue with the chat earlier where it wouldn't let me see all the previous chats. So that's why you might see that slow mode is off. I had it turned on. I was just trying to try something a little bit different, but don't change something if it ain't fixed. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Is, I think, the old adage there. We got some people talking to each other early because, of course, that's what people do. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to change it to just members only being able to comment, because I didn't want to take away y'all's discussions. There might be a time in which I do like an extra stream where it's for members only. But when a regular stream, I want to make sure that y'all are able to at least still have those conversations with each other. As 70B says, I'm going to break out my members only jacket. Yeah, I believe the mods are included in that. And if they're not, I will find any way to include them, because they are members by simply being awesome and by being part of the Valkyrie. All right, the chat has jumped on me like it always does to 6:57, so it just goes to show you I'm already 13 minutes behind. Let me say hello to my D-Live fam, because it looks like we've got a long-lost brethren who has finally returned. We got Captain Dean Heiss. What's going on, Captain Dean Heiss, over on D-Live? We also got Captain J-Rod, the beer guru, and he says, hail Odin and the Valks. Hail to you, Captain J-Rod. Glad to have you back. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute, but you're here. And that's the most important thing. Thank you very much, Captain J-Rod. And thank you for continuing to be a Subscribe Star member, too. Got to do my March video today, so that will be playing at the end of the stream with the updated shout-outs. We've lost a couple of people. Very sad to hear that we've lost some people, but that's okay. That's okay. Because the core crux people remain. Daniel Thorne in the chat. Hail to you, Daniel Thorne. As Captain Dean Heiss has donated 5 ice cream donations. Wish I could do it better, but my voice is just not quite where it is. Cam J. Rod the Beer Guru, thank you for dropping that diamond donation. That's 100 lemons worth of the cryptocurrency over on DLive. So thank you for that diamond, J. Rod. I very much appreciate it, as always. So shout out to the DLive fam. DLive, I do still have it set over there where it's followers only, and you have to have been a follower for about an hour in order to leave a comment. I think that should help us with our troll issue. Since turning that on, I haven't even seen a whole lot of people being like following, which I find interesting. It seems like there's a broken metric where if for some reason your chat doesn't have restrictions, that you're just more of a magnet for trollery. Again, it doesn't make sense. It's something that DLive, I think, absolutely needs to fix, because I do like DLive. I love that it's based in crypto. I like that it's decentralized. I like that, for the most part, it is very pro-free speech. Right? There are certain members that have been kicked off over time, but to be honest, like, there are people that even for me, I think, are a little too much. But again, if you're going to promote yourself as a free speech platform, you kind of have to be able to prove that a law was broken or something to that effect in order to prove your point. I don't really know a whole lot about the situation. I think it was what Nick Fuentes did videos over there, and I don't really know a whole lot about Nick Fuentes, to be honest. But something tells me that I probably wouldn't be friends with him. So just, it's no skin off my nose. But anyway, DLive fam, y'all chill. Glad to have y'all back. Anyway, let's head over to my YouTube fam at 657 over on YouTube. It is 7-Eleven in real life. And Super says, "Hail, what is up, my dude? Hail, Super Anime Gamer 01. Glad to have you back. By the way, Heimdall is indeed on. Made sure to turn him on early. We got member Lord Toth in the chat. Hail, member Lord Toth. Howdy, howdy, howdy. How are you doing? Glad to have you back, as always. We got Titan in the chat. What's going on, Titan? How's it going? How's it going, Titan? Hologram Nunchuck in the chat as well. Hail to you. Hail to you. Matthew Hyland also, apparently some breaking news here, that Zack Snyder will be on Uche's channel the night before Snyder Cut. Yeah, since that's now public, I kind of knew about that before. It's one of the benefits in being a part of the Geeks and Gamers crew. Sometimes I get access to that stuff. So it was pretty cool to see he was able to share like messages of what was being. It was like, whoa, Uche's hit the big time. He was messaging back and forth with the big man. Not even just an intermediary, but the big man himself. So, yeah, congratulations to Uche. Uche, of course, one of the biggest proponents of the Snyder Cut, one of the biggest supporters of Snyder's universe. I would say that him and RK Outpost are like the top two. My Nerdy Home, of course, there's many others as well. Lethal Lightning. And so I think that it's totally fitting that someone like Uche would be able to get that. So congratulations, Uche, on that. That's really big news. That's awesome. And hopefully, he'll be able to do some more interviews with some of those other pro Snyder channels. I would not say that he should do one with me, because I would be very critical. I would not be giving him a lot of promotion there. Obviously, I'm happy that he and the fans, or rather that the fans are getting what they want. But I'm still not a fan of his work. But still, congratulations to the Snyderverse fans, and to Uche and to everyone else. That's awesome. Soul Assassin, what's going on? Keck44 also in the chat. Hail to you. Glad to have you back. All right, let us see. Hologram Nunchuck says, "Hail Odin, hail to you. Thank you very much for the leave. Thank you very much for tagging me." G-Monkey76, hail to you. Glad to have you back. Rosie G12 says, "Hail Odin, I have to leave in a few minutes. Family's coming over. You saw my comments on WandaVision on your review. A big thumbs down." Yeah, Rosie G12, that was a different comment, but a very similar sentiment from what you had posted earlier. Nathan Slade says, "Brandy should have won an Oscar for his role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood." Brandy? Oh, the dog. One of the Academy's biggest snubs. Nathan Slade. I'm going to say it once. I'm going to say it again. What does that have to do with anything we've talked about thus far? Oh man, sometimes it's good to stay on point, I think. It's good to stay on point sometimes, right? Again, open forum starts at 8 p.m. and it's members only open forum. Everything else, WandaVision or Marvel or anything that comes up naturally in the discussion. I know that's hard to police, and I tend not to police that kind of stuff, but, you know, I think it's good to have some consistency every now and then. Andrew Hoyle says, 8 p.m., you're going back in time? Yeah, pretty much, Andrew Hoyle. For people like you in the UK, I absolutely am. By the way, speaking of the UK, I finally had time today to get all of the giveaways from the Tina stream ready. So all of the giveaways that were won for the Tina stream, those should be going out in the mail either tomorrow or Monday, because there are several of them. And so I'm going to try and put some in my box outside to get picked up by the post office. And I might have to end up just dropping them off at the post office tomorrow. So sometime in the next 2 weeks, you'll be getting it. It's media mail since it's Blu-rays. So if you're in the United States and you won, you should be getting it within about 6 to 12 days. Internationally, obviously, I'm not quite sure. I think it's the first class because there's no media mail option for international. So you'll probably get it within a week or two, I imagine. But yeah, be on the lookout for that over the next couple of weeks. And congratulations again to everyone who won. All right, 13th Warrior, hail to you, 13th Warrior, says, hello everyone, a glorious day today. There have been no new COVID deaths in my state for 4 days running. 13th Warrior, yeah, congratulations, man. Isn't it amazing how it just randomly, went away? How cases just started to drop out of the blue over the last 6 weeks? I wonder what happened 6 weeks ago. I mean, I would hate to call myself a conspiracy theorist, but it's just there seem to be some questions that need to be asked. By the way, Snortapoopus Cuber, thank you for becoming a member at the Citizen of Asgardian level. I very much appreciate that, good sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You rock, man. Nathan Slay still talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's fantastic, and I'm sad that you didn't love it. That's all I'll say. You should have loved it. It is one of the best of, I would say it's one of the best that he's ever done. And I know some people might disagree with me on that, but that's what I think. That's what I think. Sergeant Neon says, you give credence to our Overlord's latest rumor that CGI Luke was made in one-day rush so Kathleen Kennedy would not find out and stop him. Petty as she is, she seems legit to me. Slicer, I don't want to speak out against Overlord, Lord Doomcock, right? I have nothing against Lord Doomcock. I'm going to be honest here. I question his sources. I don't know how many of the videos and the rumors that he's covered. I don't know how many of them have actually turned out to be true. And to me, it's the rumors that really come out of that I they seem to be the ones that are just like the ones we got a year and 2 years ago, right? Remember when we got those rumors? Hey, Kathleen Kennedy, she's out the door. Hey, there were people, claiming they had the contract. Remember there was that one dude who claimed, oh, I have the contract. I've seen it. And then Matthew Kadish just destroyed him on air because he was like, hey, you say you work for Lucasfilm. Where'd you work? I was a contractor. Oh, you were a contractor. What'd you do? Oh, I was a stormtrooper. Oh, wait, you cosplayed. Yeah, that's right. The contractor who just cosplayed. Apparently, very low level when it comes to, your positioning at Lucasfilm. Remember when he claimed to have a contract and then he had a crazy lady who was backing him up at the same time? Yeah, remember that? That's the kind of rumors that this sounds like. Now, I have a lot more respect for Lord Doomcock than I do those two fools. But I will say, that is the kind of stuff it sounds like. Right? Like, I'm not going to deny that I don't think that there's probably some tension in Lucasfilm, but no business runs that way. And I think this would be a good time to have Matthew Kadish on, because I think he would look to that and he would say, that's just not how it works. That's just not how any of this works, like the old Facebook commercial. Or not, it wasn't even a Facebook commercial. It was an insurance commercial that used Facebook. You don't take an executive and then say, ooh, we're going to rush this in a day so that she doesn't find out about it, so that she doesn't, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, that's ludicrous. That's just on its face ludicrous. So again, I'm not trying to throw shade. Again, I love Lord Doomcock, support him, subscribe to him. He's awesome, watch his videos. But I'm some of the rumors that come out, and again, I don't listen to the videos myself. I only get them from y'all. So I always wonder if maybe he's wording it differently than what it's presented to me. But every time it's worded to me in my chats and I hear where the source is, I'm like, okay, this is sounding a lot like the crazy insanity we were hearing a year or two ago. That all turned out to be completely false and fake. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Yeah, when it comes to stuff like, I mean, again, that's just not how it works. If you honestly think that Kathleen Kennedy, who is one of the most powerful persons working in Hollywood today, whether you like her or not, you cannot deny that fact. You cannot deny that fact. If you're going to tell me that something would have been hidden from her, especially something as big as Luke Skywalker, I'm sorry. Now, do I think that the CGI was rushed and was really bad? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I'll agree with that. And it does, I think, raise some questions as to why that was the case. But, do I think Kathleen Kennedy was hidden from it and it was done last minute to hide it from her? No. That just sounds, that sounds ludicrous to me. All right, Father Kuzmamilla says, Coming to America was a huge pile of meh. That's the sequel. I've not seen the original, so I have no plans to see the sequel, but hearing that from you, Father, I would probably say it's probably good that I don't watch it. Tina B says, I'm doing well, thanks. I made chicken and dumplings for the weekend. I've watched classic Doctor Who all day. Sounds better than WandaVision. Yes. Classic stuff in general is pretty good. Classic Doctor Who. Do you mean classic as in before Eccleston? Or do you mean classic as in starting with the rebooted stuff with Eccleston? Because I actually have never seen some of the original classic Doctor Who. I watched a couple of the original, what was his last name, Harnell episodes. That were pretty interesting. And I wanted to watch it from beginning to end. And I remember it was on Netflix years ago. But then I found out that the episodes were not in order, that there were some episodes missing. And then I just stopped watching because it's like, for me, no, I want to watch every single episode in order from the very beginning because that's just how my mind tends to work. So, yeah, let me know. Is there a way to be able to watch all of Who in order? Especially the original stuff with the first Doctor. Gary's Internet Connection. That is a fantastic name, by the way, because it's always having issues. Gary's Internet Connection, thank you for this super chat, says, Geeks and Gamers just made this Snyder fan very happy. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Pretty big news for Uche. Now, are you referring to the Uche announcement? And I guess for clarification, because I don't know if this was the announcement. There was supposed to be an announcement last night on Friday Night Tights, but nothing had been confirmed yet. Is this what that announcement was supposed to be? Because I wasn't even told about it. Because I knew of the communications going on between them, but nothing yet about an official interview. We knew it was seemingly going that direction. So is that going to be featured on Geeks and Gamer, or is that going to be featured on Uche's channel? I honestly don't know. But that's awesome. Yeah, shout out Geeks and Gamers, of course, hitting 300,000 subscribers. It makes me it's a bittersweet thing for me, though, because it's awesome, but this pandemic really, really, really has made me not feel as much of a contributed member. Before COVID, I felt like I had a place. I was the box office guy, right? Every Sunday, I'd drop a video. Sometimes it'd do well, sometimes it'd do okay. And ever since the lockdown, there's just been nothing because, obviously they want to make sure that they're covering videos that are topical, and they tend to cover things, before I do. And obviously I work full-time job, and so I can't sometimes cover those breaking stories and work those into my rotation. The Sundays were so easy because I was already off from the weekend, and I was able to get up at a certain time. I was able to do it, and it was no problem. So it's been tough because, I've been wanting to do the gaming streams. I've been wanting to doing the gaming streams so bad. And I keep asking them, and I think that part of them thinks it's like this ongoing joke, or I don't know what it is. But when I say, please move it up an hour, I mean it. It's like, please move it up an hour. Because if they just moved it up to 9 p.m. Eastern, I could at least play for an hour on some days, on certain days of the week. And I want to join. I want to have fun. They're a fun group of people, And I guess I feel very distant from them recently because I'm in the chat and everything, and it's great hearing about everyone and seeing what everyone's doing. But then here I am, like, I don't feel like I'm contributing. And, yeah. And because I don't have a lot of time to dedicate to the forums, for instance. I was able to jump in on those pretty early on, but again, things are so crazy. Anyway, that's a little inner monologue that's been now put out into the ether. So, but seriously, I do love my Geeks and Gamers family. And shout out to the 300,000 milestone. Freaking awesome. And everyone on the team, by the way, is killing it. You know, Krista is killing the gaming streams. Of course, you've got, you know, Jeremy doing his thing still, being a badass. Sports Wars doing fantastic stuff. RK Outpost doing a wonderful job with that. You got freaking Jay with Park Hoppin'. I was so honored and so happy to be able to do my second video for Park Hoppin' the other day, talking about the 150th anniversary of Cedar Point. It's just tough. It's just tough. I wish that I could be more active in it. Maybe the summer. Summer's not too far away. Hopefully that opens up some time. Anyway, inner monologue over. Matthew Highland says, that's okay. I didn't think it would be comic related. Sounds like it was a disc format that I had never heard of. Yeah, I'm assuming Mondo was like an art style is what I had to guess. Let's see. Nathan Slay, would you say that Anthony Hopkins was wasted? No, I don't think he was wasted as Odin. I think that he was given... Actually, it's a yes and no. I thought he did a great job and was given plenty of opportunity in the first. And I actually do like his goodbye in Ragnarok as well. And I think that it really was a really touching moment between him and his son, right? Between him and Chris Hemsworth. But yeah, they could have done more with him. Honestly, I think that a lot of it was because of his age. I think that he was very limited by his age. When you look at him like out of makeup, out of character, I mean, the dude is just, he's so cool. If you've never seen the videos that he made, there's this one video that he did. This is like months ago. He did a video where he was playing the piano and his little cat just jumps in the frame and it's just like walking right in front. It's the cutest little thing. And then you got little Anthony Hopkins, right, who reminds me a lot of Pope Benedict XVI, right? Just an older man, just, you know, obviously, fittingly, he played Pope Benedict XVI in the two popes. And it was just, I don't know. There's just something wholesome. There's just something very, very wholesome about Anthony Hopkins. And he's great. Mr. Roy, what's going on, good sir? Glad to have you back in the chat, man. I hope work's going well. I know that work's been killer recently. CWD Trixie, what is going on? Glad to have you back. Tina B says, yeah, the MCU trolls came out of the woodwork. You can't appreciate the greatest show on TV, as one commentator said. Glad I passed. You know what the best comment, Tina, and it happened a couple times. One person said, oh, well, too bad, because this show's going to win an Emmy. Two people, and there's probably been more at this point, two people have made comments on that video talking about how it's going to be, it's more popular than The Mandalorian, and their evidence is, oh, well, the app crashed. We know that the app could have crashed for a lot of different reasons, right? Disney could have let the app crash to make it look like they were doing it well. Again, obviously, I tend not to dive into conspiracies, but that's an option, right? But if you're going to tell me that financially speaking, they're going to get more money out of WandaVision than out of The Mandalorian, you're lying to me. Like, that's how I measure success. Because I'm not measuring it off of numbers because they don't release the numbers, right? That's one of the worst parts of the whole streaming wars stuff is that we don't actually get any numbers to look at. And any numbers that they do give us, they could easily play around with. They could easily inflate. So I just go based on, money. And if you're going to tell me that, and there's just one metric alone that you need to look at. If you're going to tell me that the selling of toys for Baby Yoda did not do as well as the selling of Wanda Maximoff toys, Vision toys? I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I don't think that a lot of people are buying toys in general, but I'm pretty sure a lot more people are going to buy Baby Yoda, and usually multiple Baby Yodas, over anything that was in WandaVision. Over anything, right? What are they going to do? They're going to buy Mr. Boner action figure, right? Are they going to buy a faux Quicksilver Boner action figure? Is that what they're going to do? Is that what they're honestly going to do? No, they're not. So yeah, the people saying it was successful and it's going to be nominated for an Emmy. So I, of course, had the best response. Anyone who mentions this narrative about how, oh, it's going to win an Emmy, the one response, the only response you need is this. Oh, you mean just like Andrew Cuomo's Emmy? Oh, well, Andrew Cuomo won an Emmy. What does that say then about the Emmys? You want to talk about that? And it's like, you can't come back from that. You can't. Now, the Emmys have been a joke for a long time now, but I think, in all honesty, in the modern day age, the fact that Andrew Cuomo won an Emmy for doing nothing, and now, of course, is being exposed for the killer that he is very fitting. Very, very, very fitting. Rosie G12 says that boner joke in WandaVision was pathetic. That's fan fiction level stuff. Yeah, that's Rian Johnson level stuff, right? That's, hey, we're going to dangle something really cool. Imagine what they could have done with that. They could have opened up the multiverse in that one moment, right? They could have said, no, this is Pietro, right? This is Quicksilver. But it's not the Quicksilver from this universe. It's from a different universe. They could have done that. They could have opened the door to that, but instead they wasted the actor Evan Peters to make essentially a dick joke. And even though I'm not a huge comic fan, someone who was a fan of that character, like that was probably one of my favorite characters that was established in the Fox X-Men movies, the second iteration of the Fox X-Men movies. The fact that they just decided to use it as a throwaway joke among many of the plethora of other problems with the last episode especially, no thank you. Freaking ridiculous. Laura, waiting for Nerdrotic, says, in honor of the newest Star Wars High Republic's character, Geode, who is a big rock, I would like to officially note that Star Wars has jumped the shark. Yes. I saw that you were talking about that on the Discord server, and it made me laugh. And yeah, apparently there is a character, an official character in Star Wars High Republic. The character's name is Geode, and when you see the picture, literally just a rock. Not a rock with eyes, not a rock in some humanoid figure, just a rock. So is it going to be like a rock with telekinesis? Because if that's the case, if they're able to pull off something like this, if they're able to pull off something like this thing, maybe it could work. Now, if no one's ever heard of or seen the movie Rubber, I highly recommend it. This is a movie about a tire with telekinesis. It's a killer tire with telekinesis that blows up the brains of men and women. It's pretty great. The tagline should bring you in, if that description hasn't already. It says, careful where you tread, because this tire is on the loose. Very reminiscent of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, but done much more artistically. Shot, I'm actually not lying here. Shot beautifully. The cinematography on this thing is seriously fantastic. And it's pretty great. And as it says, Rubber is the story of Robert, an inanimate tire that has been abandoned in the desert and then suddenly and inexplicably comes to life. And of course, eventually has telekinesis. Now, if that's the direction, Laura, if that's the direction they're going with Geode, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Geode with some telekinetic powers, just, falling over, rolling around, be hilarious. But obviously we know they're not going to try and make it as a joke. It's them being serious, and it's a joke. And not a funny joke. It's not a haha funny joke. It's like, really? This is the millions of dollars that you're putting into this entire new universe, and you're going to use it on a rock? Man. Anyway, Super says, really glad I held off on watching it. I just hope it hadn't tied too closely into Doctor Strange 2, because I really want to see it, but couldn't care less about WandaVision. Dude, at this point, man, I would just say be ready to write off the entire MCU. Because there is a point at the end, one of the final, it's like post-credit scenes, they absolutely connect it to Doctor Strange. Because there's a moment where she's essentially sitting in a trance very similar to what Doctor Strange did. Remember when Doctor Strange was going through like all the different alternate endings, essentially, of how to defeat Thanos? It was essentially like that, only it was her reading the book, and I forget the name of the book, but I would say it might be time just to stick the fork in the MCU if you haven't done so already, because I don't think that you're going to be able to have much left. By the way, please smash the like button. It really does mean a lot. The chat has jumped on me on YouTube like it always does. It is 7:16 in the chat over there. Thank you again for being over here. And we got 56 people watching. I'm pretty sure the giant D-Day Cobra drunk Star Wars Theory stream still going on. So thank you all for choosing to be here, because I know there are a lot of people challenging my night. I've had this night and time on the books for months, and then they come in on my time knowing they're bigger. That's okay. It's all in good fun. I have the best people. Asgard truly is the best community out there, because it's just fun. So much fun. I love this community. All right. Let's head now over to D-Live. Daniel Thorne says, we need something special for diamonds, like ice cream is for singing. Well, I don't know of anything to do, because singing for ice cream is already enough of a strain on my voice, especially for a night like tonight. Daniel Thorne says, do you think Mephisto will make an appearance in Season 2 of Wanda? I don't think there's going to be a Season 2 of Wanda. I don't know if they've made an announcement on that yet, but something we were talking about last night was where would Season 2 go? Unless it was going to be another like filler between movies, there really isn't a whole lot they can go with this, because the whole WandaVision thing was about Wanda and Vision together, right, in this controlled fabricated world made out of chaos magic, right? And so now that world is gone, it's like, where would they go? Where would they really go from here is the real question. So I think that Mephisto will probably play a role in, if not in Doctor Strange, to potentially, unfortunately, Captain Marvel 2. Because in all honesty, I think what Captain Marvel 2 is going to be it's going to be like Civil War, where it's just going to be a movie where they try and throw many characters in to try and make it a popular film. Because they know if it's just Carol Danvers, if it is just Carol Danvers and Monica Rambeau, and that is all you have, it's not going to be successful. They know that they're going to probably have to maybe even bring back like a Steve Rogers or a Robert Downey Jr. Like, they might have to do that just to get that film to a point where it is going to be able to hold water. But anyway. All right. Back to D-Live. Captain J-Rod, the Beer Guru, says many places have moved resources from testing to vaccines, so there's less tests being given. Yeah, but I think there's a lot of things, though, J-Rod, because it's also, I think, the fact that we're so much better at treating hospitalizations as well. I mean, we've learned that there are these great cocktails of even natural medicines and vitamins that help you, one, fight in general from getting sick, and two, once you have any sickness of any kind, fighting that too. So I think a lot of those things have been a part of it. And I am just very, very happy that we're getting back into some sense of normalcy, and that Texas is opening, Mississippi is opening. I pray that Texas starts to lift all our restrictions too. I know that if Senator Blackburn, one of my senators, I know if she was governor, she would have done it a long time ago. So I'm hoping that was it Bill Lee? I know his last name's Lee, Governor Lee. I hope that he does and lifts that soon. County Heights, thank you very much. William Hartnell, that was the one. I was able to watch a couple of episodes of his, but then I found out that the episodes I was watching were not in order. Captain J-Rod, the Beer Guru, always dropping the big stuff. He just dropped a Ninja Genie. Thank you. Ninja Genie being 1,000 lemons. Wow. Captain J-Rod, always appreciate you, man. You are always so incredibly generous. Really do appreciate it. He says this: have you watched the Ragnarok series on Netflix? it's filmed in Norway and it's about Norse mythology. No, I have not. I did not know that was a thing or what it was about. I may have seen it in passing, but didn't know what it was about. I'll write it down. Ragnarok series. Sounds interesting to me. Because even though, as you all know, I am a traditional Catholic, I do find mythology very, very interesting. It's very, very intriguing to find how people's try to, in my mind, from a Catholic perspective, mythologies that exist, right? The Roman mythologies, the Norse mythologies, we're all humanity trying to understand God and getting it wrong. not trying to offend anyone, of course, but like that is just that's like a Catholic perspective on that, right? It would be that, you know, God's presence is among us, and many times, even in our own life, right, we misread the signs, we kind of get led in the wrong direction. So mythologies fascinate me because it's fascinating to see how humans perceived God and the ways in which God was perceived. And I think Norse mythology especially is one of the more interesting mythologies out there. Because everyone knows the Roman mythologies and the Greek mythologies, but Norse just, again, there's one of the many reasons why it's called OMB Reviews and why people call me Odin, right? It is always funny, though, when I get the people who are like, Odin the Catholic. Never thought I'd see the day. But thank you very much for that, Captain J. Rather Be a Guru. I will definitely try and check that out if I can. Is that a docuseries or is it like a fictional story? Let me know in the chat. Will Gentry, what's going on? Says, have I missed the WandaVision talk? No, dude, it's still going on. He says, because I liked it in the end. After those first 3 episodes that bored me, I genuinely enjoyed it. Well, Will Gentry, this is something that I always say, and some people in the comment section on my review don't get it. If you subjectively enjoy the series, I have nothing against you. I mean, Alex McCarthy, right? He likes a lot of terrible things, but we still love him. He enjoys a lot of terrible things. But I have to ask, Will, are you at least willing to admit that there's some narrative issues in this story? I hope. Otherwise, you might need some help. Captain D9 says, at least Rubber isn't the story of a telekinetic prophylactic. Okay, I see what you're doing there. Oh, Lord, wouldn't that be interesting? Daniel Thorne says, we need something special for Ninja Genie Room. Again, I don't know what else I would be able to do. He says, Ragnarok has great reviews. Got to check out Saint Maud yet? No, I have not. It is still written down on my list. It's just not easily accessible. It's not on any of the streaming services as of yet. And I think it's only on DVD. And I'm kind of I'm a snob with a very few things. I try to avoid DVDs as much as I possibly can. I think that was one of the reasons why I didn't pick it up. Will Gentry, here we go. Will Gentry says, never. It's perfect as it is, damn you. Nah, it's got plenty of objective issues, but subjectively, I honestly enjoyed it. Boom, Will Gentry. There it is, man. Yeah. And that's why I can respect you. Because, hey, I subjectively enjoyed the beginning, which you subjectively didn't enjoy, right? And objectively, though, there were flaws even with that. And then you subjectively enjoyed the end, where I subjectively didn't, but also there are objective issues as well. And that's kind of where my subjective opinion was very much formed by those specific issues. But yeah, Will Gentry, man, always coming in with the logic and the respect, even when his opinion is wrong. Much love, man. Much love. All right, let's head back over to my YouTube fam. What's going on, YouTube fam? We're at 716 in the chat. Just as a reminder, 8 p.m. So in about 17 minutes, it'll be members only, and it'll be open forum. So anything my members want to talk about or ask, anything is essentially on the table for my members. Everyone else will still be allowed to just, communicate, right? It's not, the chat's not going to shut off or anything, but I just won't be reading any comments that are not from members. It's just a way of showing a little love and appreciation to the members on the YouTube channel, and of course members over on DLive as well. Yeah, open forum for that. But again, in about 15 minutes or so at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is when that will go into effect. So if I don't get to your comment, again, I'm sorry. You all know we fall behind. And I actually like that because it means that I'm reading comments and answering questions from people who don't necessarily have to donate anything You know, I've always said, you know, I love channels. I love channels that read super chats and things like that. But I understand being in those comment sections very often. Like, you know, obviously Friday Night Tights being the best example. You know, I read that chat, right? I'm living in that chat almost every single night. And it's always funny when people say, you know, oh, you don't talk a whole lot. It's like, well, for one, it's hard to get in when you have so many big personalities that have a lot to say, right? So it's one, I don't want to jump in and step over anyone. But then also, too, I also like to keep my eyes on the chat as well. And I think that's just because I do that in my regular streams. And so it's just this natural thing. And I understand the frustration of some people in the chat sometimes where it's like, you know, hey, we give hours and hours of our time. And maybe financially we can't give anything. And so I want to make sure people do get, I want to make sure people get their attention. Because I do appreciate those that give their time. Because, as I always say, time is the most precious thing that you could ever give. News member Snortapoopus Cuber says, we have to keep in pizza. Yes, we do. Always keep pizza. Laura says, I hear the Star Wars rock character was magma before he was cool. Ba-doo-cha. There it is. Now, if he's molten hot magma rocks, that is a whole new dynamic. Whole new dynamic. Stephanie says, where is everyone? I feel like everyone's here. Unless she was looking to the numbers. Well, everyone most likely is probably over with the D-Day Cobra Star Wars Theory stream. We still got 60 people. We got the hardcore people. We got the real Asgardian fam here. Pretty soon we're gonna have to keep a list whenever they have these cross streams going on, so that way we'll know for sure who the real Asgardians are. Not those fake Asgardians that go over every single time Jeremy goes live. Much love, Jeremy. Thursday Warrior says, is Doomcock's source mic 0? You know what? When there are things like that come out, I would say it's on the same level. I would say it's probably on the same level because that's sure as hell what it sounds like to me. Gen X, what is going on? Thank you for being here. The Physics channel with Kenny Lee. That's a brand new channel that I've seen in the chat. Welcome. Welcome to Asgard, good sir. All right, here. General Wingster, our pet troll, is here. FCC 2014 says, Hail Odin chat, cancel Disney Plus, but saw WandaVision anyway. I'm going to say allegedly, just for your own protection there. And it was disappointing at best. It is not the launching pad for the next Marvel movies. If it is, it went over like a wet fart. Yeah, basically, it sets up for Doctor Strange in some ways, and it sets up for Captain Marvel 2 in some ways. Because there is indeed that showing up of the Skrull. And it's just like, really? You're going to remind us that you turned in a great villain in the Marvel comics into an allegory for immigration? Remember when they did that for Captain Marvel? Remember when they did that? I remember when they did that. Man, I remember when I was one of the few that actually saw Captain Marvel. Gosh. Still have it, by the way, because Bruce, I believe, sent me 2 copies. One I destroyed live on a stream, and then I mailed the broken pieces to Jeremy. I don't know if he ever got them. I don't know if the mail was scanning it and said, what the heck is this? And just never gave it to him. Or if he has it and just never opened it. But, yeah, so I have another one here. And I used to toss it over the back of my head. I stopped doing it, though, because I'd scare my dogs. And so now it's just sitting over there. But I can see it. To remind me of what bad movies are like. To remind me of just how terrible that movie actually is. Oh, Lord. All right. Let's see. Ba-dum-bum. Who else is it? By the way, I just saw the profile picture for Gary's internet connection from when he gave the super chat. I love how you use beardless Gary as the photo. That is fan-freaking-tastic. Eric K says, I agree, total insanity. The dead rising from the grave, human sacrifice, dogs, cats, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria, Eric K. Yes. It's insane, isn't it? Right there, let us see. Super Anime Gamer says, I question the truth of the rumor as well. However, Lucasfilm is in fact populated by petulant children, so I don't think anything is out of the question anymore. Not to that level. Not to the highest level executive, essentially, in Lucasfilm, let alone in further extension in Disney. Again, that's not just petulant. That's something that would get you fired. That's something that would get someone fired because of the petulancy, right? So if that is honestly true, and they kept that from her and filmed it at the last minute and did it all putting it together at the last minute, then why wasn't someone, because someone major would have had to have made that decision, and yet no one was fired. That's a fireable offense. When you make a decision that goes past the head of the agency, you get fired on the spot for that. So again, there's so many reasons why that rumor sounds like complete garbage. And again, it is just a rumor. I understand that it's being presented as a rumor. That's something that I always appreciate about Doomcock, about Bounding the Comics, right? About people who cover these things, because they always make it very clear these are rumors. But I feel that a lot of people take these rumors to heart and believe them to be true. I see so many rumors get pushed around in chat rooms, in Discords, and all these other things, and it's like, okay, these are rumors, but people are almost, peddling it as truth because it's like they want to believe it's true. And I understand it, but I don't know. I think I would much rather stick with what we know to be true. Snortapoopus says the world is falling apart. Absolutely it is. Thirsty Warrior says, I'm with you, Odin. I have to watch things in order. Yes, I have a touch of OCD. Yep, same here. It's one of the reasons why I typically have to own every film in a series. Within reason, of course. What announcement? Gary's Internet Connection says the announcement was that Zack Snyder will be on Uche's channel. That's freaking awesome, man. Nathan Slay, you want to know why everyone loves Matthew McConaughey movies? Okay, Nathan Slay, man, focus. Please stay focused, man. Orange Hat says, I'm late for a very important date. Not time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. Hey-oh. Those were a lot of lates, Orange Hat, but thank you for joining us nonetheless. Good to have you here, man. Alex McCarthy, who's a member, says, it is the announcement. The Uche stream with Zack Snyder. The stream link is up. Boom. Well, go follow Uche's channel. Valks, if y'all can post a link to Uche's channel, so that way everyone can hit remind on that stream. Because even though I'm not a fan of Zack Snyder, that is huge. Right? That is big. So again, huge props to Uche for scoring that interview. It was really cool to see the behind the scenes of the origins of those conversations. Thank you, the Physics Channel with Kenny Lee, by the way. I saw that comment, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Shows me how far behind I am in the chat. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. By the way, we're about 8 minutes away from going members only, so I'm sorry. Some of y'all may have gotten in your comments in time and not being a member, but this is just the way it goes when I'm reading every comment. JKDX76, what's going on? Says, I'm late. Was busy eating Korean barbecue. Yummy. That does sound pretty damn yummy. Does sound pretty yummy. Tina B says, class of Doctor Who, as in Doctor number 1, Hartnell, number 2, Troughton, number 3, Pertwee, 4, Baker. Sort of out of order, but I don't even care. Anything's better than what they have now. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to deny that part, but for me, if I was going to watch it, I would want to watch every single episode from the beginning. I'm sure there's like some master set out there that I could be able to, pull together for that, but probably would include some of the newer stuff too, unfortunately. Alrighty, let us see. Okay, I want to make sure I'm not skipping any members' comments. Thirsty Warrior says, my parents taught me that if you can't say something nice, say something clever and devastating. Yeah, you know what? That sounds about right. Once again, this channel's back. I feel like the channel name changes every single stream, and it's Butt Crack Studios. Says, howdy, Odin. Howdy to you, Butt Crack Studios. Glad to have you back. Michael Taylor says, what's your take on the success of Tom and Jerry? Haven't seen it. Don't know how successful it is, because remember, the success is only going to be based on what HBO Max claims. So, again, we kind of have to take anything that they say with a grain of salt at this point. Orange Review says, do not speak ill of Anthony Hopkins. You and he are the only two Odins that I will acknowledge as the Allfathers. Well, thank you. I agree. I will definitely not speak ill of him. But Crack Studio says, did you hear Zack Snyder's doing a fundraiser? Yeah. Were you not paying attention? This is what happens. I beg Butt Crack Studio, I bet you were one of the people who were over on another stream instead of starting out over here. That upsets me. That makes me sad. That breaks my heart. I feel like Padme. I feel like Padme during Revenge of the Sith. Butt Crack, you're breaking my heart. Tox Fox, thank you for the super chat from 6 minutes ago. Sorry I missed it. Tox Fox, thank you, man. He says, I was disappointed with WandaVision because of no Magneto. Yeah, seriously. With them especially bringing in Evan Peters' character, they could have done it. But remember, they've destroyed any possibility of that because Evan Peters in the MCU is not Quicksilver. Instead, he is just a throwaway dick joke. Never forget that. Never forget they took Evan Peters, who was an excellent Quicksilver in Fox, and turned him into a dick joke. Never forget that. That's, I think, what ticked me off most about this last episode, especially. 13th Warrior says, want to check the popularity of something? Check the meme count. That's a fair point. Eric K says, the child outsold anything Disney has done for a very long time. Yes, indeed. Baby Yoda. Snortapoopus says, and certain winners of Nobel Prizes. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, good sir. As we're right up on members only chat. Pat S says, I'd rather get hit by Chris Cuomo. He's on TV. You'd rather get hit on by Chris Cuomo. He's on TV. I don't know about that. Jace Doe. It's been a while, man. He says, haven't seen any award shows since early high school. The book-long thank you speeches drove me away long time ago. Well, hey, if you want an award show where there aren't any long speeches, check out the Wednesday Raven Awards because, hey, we host an award show here on this channel. Right now, nominations are being accepted at the link I just posted. So again, if you have not submitted your nominations for the best and the worst in film and pop culture for the year 2020, feel free to do so. You have up until next week, I believe. March 16th might be the deadline. I try and match up with the Oscars because I want to be able to fight up against them. I think it's actually the evening of March 14th is the deadline. So make sure you get all of your nominees posted before then. Nathan Slade Tag says, we want to make Disney... Okay. Nathan Slade, I appreciate the jokes, man. But as I said, focus. Andrew Hoyle, I actually thought we were going to see Doctor Strange at the end of WandaVision when the other witch lady mentioned the Sorcerer Supreme, but no, we just got more meh. Yeah. Instead, we got her floating with the book, which was very reminiscent of the Sorcerer Supreme. And it would have been really cool, but no. As McCarthy says, Geode, voiced by The Rock. Yes. Now that, again, as long as they do it just like this movie right here, just like Rubber, and has telekinetic powers and kills people, then Geode could be good. Snortapoopus says they didn't jump the shark, they threw a rock at it. Or in other cases, threw a boulder at it. Gen X says, I meme that character, want to see it. Sure. I am not on Twitter, though, so you might need to send it over on Minds, Parler, or Gab. I prefer Minds, though. So tag me on Minds if you have that. Jay Stowe says, gotta love the breaking of the fourth wall in Rubber. Dude, I freaking love the scene with the with the car. And there's the cones that are all set up. It's like a driving course. And the car just hits all the cones. It's the very beginning of the movie. And I'm just like, yes. It's so meta in so many ways. There's the fourth wall. There's the people viewing there's just so many great things about it, right? It's just, Rubber really is one of the greatest films of all time. Boom, I said it. There, I said it. Dead Man Walking 55, thank you. Dad Man Walking 55. Thank you very much for coming to member at the Army of Asgard. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We are less than a minute away from going members only. So again, if I did not get to your comment and you tagged me and it was before the 8 p.m. cutoff, again, I apologize, but that is one of the things that risks happening when we read all the comments and fall behind. It is now 8 p.m. We are now going members only. So again, if I skip your comments, it's because you're not a member or because a member's comment may have gotten skipped at some point in the night. But I am still at 733 in the chat. All right. Andrew Hoyle has a boulder and looks like a crab or a crawfish or something. Don't know what that is. Snortopoopus has rock, paper, scissors. That's wonderful. That's incredibly clever. Snortopoopus then says, looks like a tire plot to me. Oh, I see what you did there. Looks like a tired plot to me. Oh, you're so funny. Miss Martin Muses, welcome to the channel. I'll, of course, still shout people out who are joining us. Mark63366, welcome. Orange Eye Review says, Odin, when I heard they had a rock as a character in that disgusting molestation of Star Wars, my brain short-circuited and I glitched. This shows just how much they think of Star Wars. Seriously. They're like, yeah, we're literally out of ideas to the point where we have to put a rock. And also, Tina B, I did see that you put that. And this is exactly what I thought too. And anyone who's seen this video will understand this reference immediately. Now, wait a minute, Matt. No, Matt, no. Now, wait a minute. Best video ever. I do rewatch it every few weeks because it's just so funny. It's just so funny. All right. So again, members only. And obviously that would include mods because the mods, of course, do that little bit of extra work as well. So we are at members only. It's 7:39 in the chat on YouTube, but let me head over to my members over on the DLive fam, because my DLive fam right now, I think it's all members and mods. So again, members and mods would be included in this discussion. Daniel Thorne says, Saint Mod is on Amazon Prime. Is it free on Amazon Prime? Captain J. Rod, the Beer Guru, says they're filming the second season of what? Of WandaVision? Oh, no, of Ragnarok. They're filming the second season of Ragnarok. But is it a fictional show or not? Like, is it a docuseries about the mythology, or is it an actual fictional story? Captain Heist says paper covers rock. Will Gentry says the problem with Doctor Who is that some of the very early episodes are lost. They have the audio but not the visual for the episodes. I honestly don't know if full audio and visual versions of those early episodes are available anywhere. I hate that. I hope that one day, you know how sometimes this happens, like they uncover this amazing treasure trove of old film reels, and they're able to just, preserve and to clean up the stuff. And I love it. Preservation projects always just make me so happy. All right, caught up with my DLive fam. DLive fam, y'all rock. Oh, Captain J. Rod says, you missed my previous messages. Did I? I saw they're filming the second season. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, got it. I think it was just one message that I missed. Maybe this one. Daniel Thorne said, they said a few weeks back there will be multiple seasons of Wanda unless they lied like the Luke Skywalker's cameo. Did they say that, though? I don't remember saying that. I don't know. I don't remember them saying that. Here it is. All right, Captain J. Rod says, I binge-watched Ragnarok last weekend and really enjoyed it. It's fictional. It's about Odin and the Giants. Okay, that's awesome. Awesome. All right, cool. So I just missed that one message, Captain J. Rod. Well, thank you for that information, man. I appreciate it. All right, back over to YouTube. Members only. Members only, open forum. Snortopoopus Cuber says, I want some chicken fried steak and cookies. Ooh, chicken fried steak. That does sound good. That does sound pretty good right now. He then says, I hope Florida gets rid of the manatees. Actually, no. He says, I hope Florida gets rid of the mandates. I don't know why I read manatees. I hope he gets rid of the manatees. Do they have a manatee problem there? He then says also the Greek deities were a rather dyspeptic group. Dyspeptic lot. Yeah. I think he meant despotic lot. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. A 13th Warrior says, have you noticed the new movies the media critics gush over disappear without a trace a year or two later? Crazy Rich Asians was on some channel, and I realized nobody talks about it now. Yeah, Crazy Rich Asians sucked. I remember when that film was getting so much rave reviews. I went in, I saw it. One, it wasn't funny. It was not funny at all. And two, the acting sucked. Every actor seemed like they were so green and had no experience in the art form of acting. It was bad. Crazy Rich Asians wasn't even like just decent and overhyped. It was just a bad movie that obviously got propped up because of representation. Really sad. Andrew Hoyle says, Ragnarok on Netflix was great, but I'll have to get a little creative when the new series comes out. Ooh, Andrew Hoyle, you naughty boy, you. Laura says, shout out to the K-Man. I just finished Kung Fury today. Hilarious. Boom. Yes. Thank you again to the K-Man for finding Kung Fury for us to watch. Because man, oh man, it was fantastic. Alice McCarthy says, I didn't enjoy the end of WandaVision. Too big of a letdown. When Alex McCarthy says that he doesn't like something, it's got to be bad. So boom, right from Alex McCarthy's mouth, WandaVision end. Bad. All right. Again, we are on members only, so if your comment skipped, that is probably why. Eric K says, I want cookies. Me too. My wife actually made a cake this week, which we still have a little bit of, and so I'll probably have a piece of that when I... Sounds bad when I say it that way, but I'll have a piece of that when I get off the stream, I imagine. It's chocolate cake, chocolate devil's cake with white icing on it. It is quite delicious. Quite delicious. Sonora Poopa says, no Blu-ray player. Dude, what are you doing, man? Are you living in the Stone Age? Blu-ray players are like, you can get them for nothing now, man. Get a Blu-ray player already. Lord. Lord. Sonora Poopa says, I get run over by the chat scroll. Orange Hat says, I wonder if this new rock character will have a hard-headed personality. Ba-doom cha! There it is. There it is, Orange Hat. That's how you do it. That's how you make an on-time proper joke. Appreciate it, man. Others in the chat, learn from him. Hardwick says, the source is telling Doomcock and Midnight's Edge about warring Kennedy and Favreau factions might be Lucasfilm disinfo agents meant to fool Phantom Menace people into supporting Disney+. Or it could also be them. I think that there's something to be said there, Hardwick. But I think it could even be more so to say, to feed the disinformation to Phantom Menace people to make them look bad, to make them seem untrustworthy. That could also very much be a part of it. We know that they've done this before. We know that studios have done this before. A big example of this is not movie related, but Vince McMahon of the WWE. One thing that he would do, and has done a couple of times, is he feeds out fake storylines, and he actually gives them to people that are part of his like inner circle. But what he does is that he does it in a way where when he's trying to find out who a mole is in his agency, he'll feed a story that's complete fake, and he'll tell it just to one person, and then he'll know who the mole is if that story gets leaked out. So there have been people who've been fired from the WWE because these fake stories have been put out so that they could find the moles, so they could find who the sources were on the inside leaking the information. So yeah, this could be very well that too. So that's why I always err on the side of caution when the rumor is so outlandish, where it goes against the very fabric of how the whole system works. I'm typically not going to buy into it. So that's why the whole, Kennedy had no idea about Luke. Again, I'll bring him back up. Matthew Kadish was here right now. He'd say that's not how this works. That's ludicrous. That is ludicrous. Eric K says, cross streams. You never cross streams. What would happen? It would be bad. Yes, you only cross the streams if you're trying to destroy something. Stephanie B Posting some genies. Get your wish. I see what you did there. Pat S says, it's kind of funny after you leave. Friday Night Tights, the tone kind of changes. They're not as gentle with Tom. Well, I am the token Christian on, and that is interesting. I always wonder, because if that's them toning it down, because I'm going to be perfectly honest, I tend not to watch the replay of after I leave, because as you all know, I've got Baby Thor, I've got stuff to do, I got other content, videos to watch, and movies to watch, and shows to watch, and everything. So since they go on for another like 3 hours, usually something that I can't catch up on. So it's interesting, though, coming from people who watch the entire streams. Interesting. Yeah, I guess it would make sense for them to... But also remember, me and Tom are different, too. So it could be that Tom also changes the dynamic as well. That's some good H2O. Snortapoopa says the Valks have also been kind to a disgraceful old Ursine, such as my furry self. Yeah, well, the Valks are great. The Valks are amazing people. They are seriously the best. Orange Eye Review says Disney Plus is upping their subscription to $7.99 from $6.99, which, yeah, I mean, that's kind of standard for a lot of services, and a $1 hike probably won't, affect too many people. But yeah, I got that email because I have that package that comes with the Verizon plan that I have. Oh man. Pat S says, "Oh, Doomcock is on a special EBN episode tonight too." My brain is EBN. What is EBN? I don't know what that stands for. I probably should. Hardwick says, to me, the claims that Kathleen Kennedy is upset over the success of The Mandalorian, it sounds like disinfo to trick Phantom Menace people into thinking they can stick it to Kennedy by supporting Mando. Could be, as I said, I don't think it goes that far. I think it goes more to them trying to make the Phantom Menace people look bad by them putting out false information. And putting out, in some cases, I think verifiably false information, like information that just when put to a standard, when put to any scrutiny, just can't hold water from just a basic standpoint. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's to push them to support the Mandalorian necessarily. But again, I see the point though. I definitely can see the point there for sure. All right, members only. This is fun. Pat S says, in the WandaVision video, Odin called Doctor Strange the Emperor Supreme. Do you think he meant Burrito Supreme? Pat S, yes, I know I misspoke there, and I think I even acknowledged it. I'm like, I probably said that wrong. Because I knew I was... Because here's the thing, and I think it should be pretty obvious. I speak off the cuff in my videos. I don't script anything. I don't practice beforehand. Literally what I do for my videos is I pull up either, if it's an article I'm going through, I pull that up. If it's a movie or a TV series that I'm going to review, I pull up like the Wikipedia page just to have it as a reference for an actor or something like that. And then I just talk. And there's a few times where I have to do like multiple starts, but typically I just go off. And so because of that, though, by that very nature, and I have ADD too, I'm going to make mistakes like that. So that's why I always like to preface, especially when it comes to those kinds of mistakes. It's like, hey, look, I'm no expert. I'm just a dude talking about a dude disguised as another dude. Padre Concinero, what's going on? DZ3 also in the chat. Hail to y'all. 8-Bit Snake Boy also in the chat. Hail to you. Tina B says, some of the early Doctor Who no longer exists, so we take what we can get. Yeah. Kind of going to what was said over on D-Live. I think it was Will Gentry. Yeah. So I kind of hope that they can somehow make some like ultimate edition, because I think that is it just the Hartnell episodes that we're missing some of, or is it some of the other early Doctors that we're missing too? I wonder. Pat S says, Gene Kelly or Fred Astaire? I would actually go Gene Kelly. Probably because Singing in the Rain is one of my favorite films of all time. For the musical genre, at least. Waiting for the Dragon Laura says, my computer just seized up on me. Switching to rockets. Switching to the rockets. Rocket Man, burning up little airborne. Yeah, that didn't make any sense, but you know what? That is okay. JKDBuck76 says, Minds is the best. Out of all the alt-tech platforms, Minds, I think, honestly, is the best. It's clean. It's not as bogged down and distracting, I think, right? There's not all those things on the sides and everything. Like Gab, I think, is pretty cool because you can see trending stuff and there's a whole news page, and it's literally Gab's got something for everyone. And Parler has its moments too, but to be honest, I think that with what Minds and Gab do, there's no real point in Parler, at least from my perspective. The Hunger Junker Funker Monkey says, big shout to Stephanie, Rosetta, and Richard for all their support this past week. Okay, shout them out for sure. Waiting for an Drag, Laura says, oh, I saw Doctor Strange, but didn't catch the Supreme Sorcerer. Ooh. Yeah. It's a very, very brief reference in which they make that. Very, very brief reference in which they make that. All right, chat has jumped on me like it always does. We are indeed in the members only part of the show, doing a members only open forum here. Let me head over to my DLive fam, see if anyone's caught up over there. Will Gentry says, it's just the Hartnell episodes. They still have most of them, but there are a few that they only have audio and a few stills from. Well, with that, I feel like if they actually, and I think this might just be a commentary on the people running it, if they honestly cared about the property, they could make an ultimate edition set with like the best audio transfers of those episodes, with the highest quality transfers of the episodes that they do have, with the episodes with the stills, like putting those still images at the right moments of each episode. Like they could make an ultimate collector's edition with the stuff they have, it seems. It's kind of sad that they haven't done that. But they could, it seems like, at the very least. All right, back over to YouTube members. Let's see what we got. Pat S. says, if I was in a firefight, I'd want Geode on my side. Didn't Charlie Brown get Geode in his trick or treat bag? Yeah, I don't remember, actually. Also, whenever I hear the word Geode, all I can think of is the Pokemon Geodude. Speaking of Pokemon, I think I may have mentioned this previously, but I just recently got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game specifically. So I got like 3 old school decks, like the 3 classic Yu-Gi decks, including the one that has all 5 pieces of Exodia. And I remember I got destroyed last time I said that because people were like, you said 4, and I did. And it should have been 5. But yeah, I'm trying to get my wife into it. That should be fun. JKD76 says, pick one, sentient Star Wars rock or plank of wood named Rey. Ooh, easily the rock. Easily the rock. Because there's a better chance of that being like the rubber tire. Right? Sentient rock is just a step away from being sentient rubber tire. And sentient rubber tire is amazing. So, I'll take it. Yes, please. J Stowe says, we'll be sending a bombing of codes your way since it has been a while. Well, thank you, J Stowe. Yeah, J Stowe always sends me some codes. So anyone who is a part of the Army of Asgard on Subscribestar or on Patreon, check out, most of the people that usually participate are on the Discord server already. So be on the lookout because I'll be having some giveaways for the digital codes. And another Blu-ray giveaway soon, too. Aiden Vickery, what's going on, good sir? It says, Clownfish TV made a great point. What does Disney say when the Rock action figure, if they make one, outsells the Rose Tico ones? Dude, Aiden Vickery, that's a fantastic point. If the Rock action figure, which is just a plastic rock, if that actually outsells Rose Tico, oh boy. Pat S says, if Disney would hurry up and buy Pokemon, Geode could be a really cool IP. Cool. Yeah, again, they could have Geode versus Geodude. Orange At Reviews, did you see the story where Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy tried saying they were forced to casting a white guy in Coming to America If that was the case, why were 3 other white actors in it? Yeah, I haven't heard of it. I don't know much about that story, to be perfectly honest. It does sound interesting, though. JKDBug76 says, Odin, will The Rock in Star Wars High Republic get purple hair and tell us all about which of the 98 genders it is? Well, we don't even know if this thing can talk yet, because based on the image, it just looks like a rock. Yo, Muslim Uncle, what's going on? Says, didn't get the alert. Well, screw YouTube. Cannot wait for Odyssey to have live streaming. God bless and peace and pizza and chat, watching and listening while working out. Well, hope you have a good workout, your Muslim uncle. Glad to have you here. Snorter Poopa says, no, not the manatees. They're tasty. I've never had manatees, so I could not speak to that. Aiden Vickery says, there was a project to animate missing Doctor Who episodes using the original audio. Well, why did they not do that? Andrew Hoyle, continuing about Ragnarok, says, Ragnarok is a fictional series about a boy moving to a new town with his mother and brother, and he slowly finds out he's the reincarnation of Thor and has to fight the ice giants. Well, that sounds badass. Here's the question, though. How are the visual effects? You know, I am a stickler for visual effects, because if those visual effects are crap, it's gonna be. I'm not gonna have a positive review probably. JKDBuck76, I think like he's trying to get revenge about all the polls that I've been doing recently. He says, which are better, hamburgers or burg hammers? Obviously hamburgers, because you get to eat them and they're delicious. Patass says, one time a manatee hit my propeller, but I wasn't mad at it. They are just thick mermaids. Snortapoopa says, dyspeptic equals of or having indigestion or consequent irritability or depression. Okay, gotcha. Thought it was an odd spelling, so I wasn't quite sure. Hardwick, what's going on, Hardwick? Says, I watched the new Frank Grillo Mel Gibson movie Boss Level. I highly recommend it. It's sort of like Edge of Tomorrow and was directed by Tarantino. The character Guan Yin was especially... Wait, what? What? There's no new Tarantino movie. How can you say it was directed by Tarantino? No, you lied. You said that. You said this last time too. Man. It's not directed by Tarantino. The guy's name is Joe Carnahan. It's directed by Joe Carnahan. The writer is Chris Borey, Eddie Borey. And I don't know, where do you... I feel like it was either you or someone else said this last time. Literally, I'm trying to see if Tarantino is even listed anywhere as like a producer or anything. I'm on the IMDb. I'm trying to see, is the name Tarantino on here at all? Why did you say Tarantino? Nope. Not a Tarantino movie. I don't know if that was a misspelling or not. Not directed by Tarantino. All right. Anyway, glad to hear Boss Level's good, though. Gosh. Harway then says, ever since I watched Boss Level, I can't help remembering the line, I am Guan Yin, and Guan Yin has done this. Well, can't wait to watch it. Even though it's not a Tarantino film, it's got to be stated. Tina B says, well, Mead has been correct quite a few times, so they might have a better source, just saying. That's why the media was going after them as being fakes. They knew Mead was on to them. Well, yeah, again, but what rumors were true? Like, if it was plot leaks that they were correct about, okay. But it's hard to prove behind-the-scenes stuff, right? It's easier. And the other thing, too, is that typically what you find on Midnight's Edge After Dark, you also can find reference in forums like from weeks and months previously, from what I know. And again, I don't know much. So again, if it's plot leaks, that stuff gets online very early before anyone leaks it. Like before like any channel claims leaks, that stuff's been in forums for a while. But as far as like big behind, like, again, I don't know. Patass Loki said 4K is only worth investing in if you have the sound system. It depends. Really does depend. I think that image quality for sure, I think is important, but yeah, sound matters too. Laura says, for diversity, they said the Star Wars rock was Irish, but I think that's a shamrock. I see what you did there. Pat says, Vince stole that from Game of Thrones. Orange Eye Reviews, about the previous rep. Orange Eye Reviews says, sounds like George R. R. Martin got that Vince McMahon tactic for his Game of Thrones story. Tyrion Lannister did the same thing in Game of Thrones Season 2. Dad Man Walking says, my wife really likes your reviews and said to join. I like them too, but no pizza tonight. Well, Dad Man Walking 55, well, thank you. And much thanks to the wife for enjoying my reviews. I appreciate that very much. No, I don't eat pizza all the time. Despite what some people might think, I don't always eat pizza. It's a Friday night thing, typically. Snortapoopa says, rumors like when they coded the scripts of old Star Trek movies and found that Gene Roddenberry was the leaker. Andrew Hoyle says, the fake rumors leaks are something we did at the BBC, too, to try to find out who was leaking the info. As far as I know, they still do that. Yeah, remember Andrew Hoyle? He was he's one of my chosen, and he was on our last stream, and he formerly worked for the BBC. And so he now can indeed confirm that a lot of these studios will do that. Badass says, Odin, I think it's because Tom over talks people and makes outrageous claims, like when he said his father invented the question mark. Yes. I agree with all of those things. Pada says, exam, Echo-based network, EBN, non-exam. Okay, Echo-based network. Okay, I don't know them as EBN. I know them as Echo-based network, so that makes more sense. Pada says, Odin's videos come from the heart. I hope so. They at the very least come off the cuff. Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey says, a lot of Hartnell and Troughton missing because some exec at BBC decided to get rid of black and white programs. So a lot of the films were destroyed, but someone else stopped. Oh, see, that's the worst, right? It's one thing if things get destroyed by time. It's another when you find out that they had it and they could have preserved it, but an executive destroyed it. So Troughton has episodes missing too, because others said that it was only Hartnell who had episodes missing. Father says, back. So I know I asked at the beginning, but wasn't around for the answer. Thoughts on coming to Father, don't double dip here, okay, Father? If you care about the answer, go back to the beginning. Go, Father, you got to go back to the beginning of the chat. Short answer, haven't seen it. Don't plan to watch it either. So. Alrighty, here. Still on members only. Let's head back to DLive for a second. Let's see. Will Gentry says, the set I have has a few episodes that have just stills as the audio plays. I found it while sailing, if you get me. Me hearties, I get ya. Music Man, thank you for the lemon donation. Captain J. Rod the Bugaroo says the special effects in Ragnarok are used at a minimum. That is good. Even if they're not great, if they're minimized, it can be okay. The BBC show Merlin did that, and I actually quite enjoyed it. Will Gentry says, I think Hunka Chunky might be right. Now that I think about it, I do think he's right. By the way, it said Troughton, not Troughton. Okay, Troughton. Thank you. You know I don't understand y'all's weird British language speak. Hardwick says, how well does the new version of Emma compare to the Gwyneth Paltrow version? Never saw the Gwyneth Paltrow version. However, my wife, who has seen it, much loved this one. This was her favorite rendition of Emma that she has seen. So, Hardwick says, I found out in 96, the same year Gwyneth Paltrow version of Emma came out, there was also a TV movie version starring Kate Beckinsale and Mark Strong. Yeah, my wife, after we watched the movie, researched it. Yeah. There was 2 Emma movies that came out the same year. Isn't that interesting? Oh, so I also have a new chair, and I hate to say, I don't think it's going to work. I can't ever, it's padded, so it should be comfortable, but just with where I am, maybe if I just maybe I need to slouch down like this. Is that the only way I can be comfortable? Is if I slouch down like this? Maybe. Let's see. Soul Assassin says, oh, sorry, Soul Assassin, not a member. It's members only. Apologize. Sorry to tease you like that. Pat says, put Yu-Gi-Oh cards on your Amazon wish list. Well, I won't put it on yet because I still need to relearn the game. So I already have a few packs on the way. I have a few packs already and have a few packs more. Let's see. JK76, choose one, pancakes or cake pans. Well, obviously pancakes. Don't speak this nonsense. Choose one, a gorilla or a gorilla. I'll choose the first gorilla because it's an animal, not a weapon of destruction. Pat S says, what are Geode's pronouns? It's a great question. Tina B says, so maybe that dude that says The Rock is his co-pilot is insane and just thinks The Rock is talking to him, and nobody has the guts to tell him that he needs therapy. Now, that could be an interesting storyline that everyone wants in their Star Wars stories, right? By the way, waiting for the Drag Lorth, so sorry. Thank you for the super chat. 9 minutes ago now, says, Star Wars Rock's toys are cheap, should be on shale. Yes, let the Rock puns begin. Let the Rock jokes begin. Much love to Laura. Pat S says, manatees taste like chicken, but you still can't eat them on Fridays during Lent. I guess it depends on where they are, Pat S, because those Canadians can eat beaver. So if a Canadian can eat beaver, I don't know why someone, I guess in Iceland maybe, can't have a manatee. Orange Eye Reviews, the Rock character might find some solid character development, but only on paper, which would be followed by a scissor cutting that paper to shreds. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. 70B says some people left the chat. 49 people watching. Did some people get upset with some of the things I had to say? I'm just being honest. People don't like my honesty. That's okay. They're entitled to their opinion. Or did someone else go live? Did someone else decide to go live during my time? How dare they? How dare they? Father says, Q, VeggieTales, Barbara, Manatee. Manatee. You're the only one for me. One for me, one for me. Sent up from above, up above, above. You are the one I love. Hardwick says, they're trying to normalize cannibalism now. There's a company called Bite Labs that sells expensive salami made from lab-grown meat cloned from celebrity muscle cell tissue samples. Is that even legal? So they're selling salami made from meat cloned from James Franco, Jennifer Lawrence, Ellen DeGeneres, and Kanye West. They're trying to get other celebrities on board as well. I don't understand how that's even legal. That's not just disgusting. That just sounds illegal. Alex McCarthy says, I watched Boss Level last night and liked it. Very nice. Very nice. Thirsty Warrior says, Carahan, Tarantino, Irish, Italian, it's all the same. No, it's not. No, it's, anyone that knows Tarantino, Carahan and Tarantino. Not even close. Andrew Hoyle says, I hear there's a new Scooby-Doo movie coming out directed by Stanley Kubrick. Damn you, Andrew Hoyle. Damn you and your trollery. Pat S says, my favorite Tarantino movie is Full Metal Jacket. Gosh. I hate you. Tina B. Meade has never said Kathleen Kennedy was gone at any point, and they will challenge you if you claim they did. I did not, Tina. I did not say that. They've only said there were issues at Lucasfilm, nothing more. I did not say that Meade said that. I don't know where that came from or who picked that up. I did not say that they said that. I did not say that. Rewind the tape. Thursday Warrior says, my favorite Tarantino movie is Vertigo. Nice. Dadman Walking says, but Geode, The Rock, or Cloud the Mechanic from ROS. All right, chat has jumped on me again. I think we're getting close to the end of the stream because it is indeed time. So going to have to potentially skip some members' comments because, hey, it is the end of the stream. I hope you all enjoyed your exclusive time. So we'll just start here with Father. Go back to the beginning where in the hour that I missed would it appear? Sorry, I was doing the Lord's work. Sure. Hardwick says, have you ever seen Iron Sky? I have not. Pat asks, Odin likes pizza, but Odin's tapeworm loves pizza. Now, damn you. Damn you. Thursday Warrior, I can't stand Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah, she's a bit crazy. Aiden Vickery, being 50 and a Brit, Doctor Who had been a favorite since childhood. I have not watched the last 1.5 seasons. Have no intention. It's that bad. Aiden Vickery, that's so sad. Yeah, it's sad when people who've been fans of things forever, have these franchises destroyed. Laura says, take it from someone who sits down for work. If you sit down for more than an hour without stretching, you're going to pay for it later. But that's the thing, is that I've been in chairs for extended periods of time before and not felt it. But it's always chairs that I don't own. It's always chairs at like my job or somewhere else. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. JKD Buck, you're being such a troll, man. He says coleslaw or coleslaw. Neither, actually. Those are terrible. Pat S says, you need one of those Steven Crowder chairs. Which one does he have? Because I don't like those raisin chairs. Those aren't for me. Hardwick, Melissa McCarthy is going to be in Thor Love and Thunder. She's playing fake Hela alongside Matt Damon and Luke Hemsworth, who are reprising their roles as fake Loki and fake Thor. Is that true? Sounds terrible. Sort of Poopus says, Geode action figures are available in your backyard. Mate, dude, Snort of Poopus. That's how they'll sell it. It'll be build your own geode. Build your own geode. And what they do is all they do is give you a shovel. Steady says, you said eat and beaver. Stop that. It's a fact. Look it up. Tina says, you had 72 earlier. Those that left, I think you're biased against non-members only. It's literally in the description. I don't know what else anyone would think. Aiden Vickery says, at least The Rock's acting will not be wooden. This is true. Orange Chat says, that celebrity thing sounds like cannibalism. Sure does to me. Again, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Thirsty Warrior says, those who left were angered by the concrete examples of Rock discrimination. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's fantastic. Let's see. Bat S says, Jeremy's new buddy got invited to play Mario Kart tonight. Jeremy's new buddy? New buddy? Who's his new buddy? Oh, you mean Snyder? I don't know if you'd show up or not. Tina B says, no, I didn't say you said it. I mean, others have. Ah, okay. Thank you, Tina. Thanks for clarifying. I believe you, though. That's the thing. Jay Stowe, I do not like my TV and movies edited to death. I do like my music lyrically hushed. I do not like my books wordly banned. I do not like censorship, said Sam I Am. Damn right. Father says, I did not say that. It's not true. It's BS. I did not say that. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Laura says, I thought that an armless slug was a stupid idea for a mechanic, but they topped that by having a rock be a navigator. That's a true thing. That's true. Tina B, I saw that. Tina B says, Odin challenged me. He'd better read my comment to him or I will raise all kinds of hell. No, it's good to get clarified. It's good. She says, no, I'm not tipsy. Father says, Iron Sky is an awesome movie. Yahtzees from the dark side of the moon. Turned 60 years after to try and conquer the world. Interesting stuff. Hardwick says, I never said Boss Level was directed by Tarantino. I said it's like if Edge of Tomorrow was directed by Tarantino. That's not how it looked worded to me. But I'll believe you. That's what you say. Pat S says, oh no, I just emailed Tom at me that you said that. My bad. I'll email him retract a few days later, but it will be on page 7 on the email. Sorry, Pat S. Oh, the trollery. Okay, I do need to end the stream. Sorry, everybody. I can't read anymore. You guys are freaking awesome. Also, yours, Muslim Uncle, thank you for thinking that my WandaVision review was fair. I appreciate it. Yeah, I hope everyone who enjoyed the members stream tonight. So again, I did a full hour for everyone. So if anyone was upset by that, literally every stream, I leave it open for everyone. I don't make people super chat. I don't make people be members. I give 30 minutes to members and people don't like it. I don't understand. It does not make any sense to me. I don't understand. It makes no sense. All righty here. DNS says, gotta lower your camera if you're going to slouch in your chair. No, I will never do it. Will never do it. I will not change it. As it says, YouTube fam is rocking those Star Wars jokes tonight. Yes, they are. Captain J. Red, the beer guru. It's time for pineapple Canadian bacon pizza. No, don't do it. Get that pineapple off that pizza. Get that pineapple off that pizza. As Angry Mango comes in at the very end, just like always, and says, I thought WandaVision was great from the beginning to end, and I'm also quite smitten with Elizabeth Olden. Thanks, Odin Knight, everyone. Well, Angry Mango, would you not say that is an inherent bias as to why you might like it? Because of you being smitten with Elizabeth Olsen. I did see your super chat on Friday Night Tights last night, man. And I did ask you in the chat about what that was all about, because you were throwing some shade at all of us. You were throwing some shade at all of us, man. And you never responded to me in that chat. And it's too late now, because the night is over. So anyway, you guys, all freaking amazing and beautiful people. My D-Live fam, y'all stick around like normal. And I will do a little chest opening up over there. But let me shout out some of my YouTube members, especially tonight being a members special. Everyone who's at the Army of Asgard level and above gets a shout out at the end of every live stream. So Dadman, Walking 55, M-Tax Shark, Forever Sci-Fi, FCC 2014, Rosie G12, Andrew Hoyle, Eric K, Orange Jet Reviews, Adam Avery, The Bosco 2000, Twirly Wolf, Jay Stowe, and Aiden Vickery. Thank you all very much for being that. And to all of my members, and to especially the Valks, shout out to Tina and Steph, my Valkyrie. Y'all are great. Shout out to Alex McCarthy, and also to Laura for being my other two mods who step in whenever the Valks are overburdened or not here, which is not very common, but they're there whenever they need to step in. So again, thank y'all all very much for your love and support tonight. You guys are freaking amazing and beautiful people. Make sure that you vote in the Wednesday Raven Awards if you've not done so already. I'll post that link over on YouTube, and I'll post that also over on D-Live. And D-Live fam, again, y'all stick around. I'll open up the chats. You guys are awesome, amazing, and beautiful human beings. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And as always, God bless. And now for a huge shout out to all of my March Patreon members: Andrew Hoyle, Animation Commentator, Brian P, Divex, Enrique Evangelista, Father Christopher Miller, hail to you, Father, Father Damian Cook, Garrett Searles, The Honky Chonky Funky Monkey, Inflamed Wood, Intertrap Productions, Jason Clark, Jacob Juice, Jay, Jeffrey Toon, Jonathan Carney, Laura the Modern Major General Story, Mike Jackson, Mad Mitch Dunaway, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin with the beautiful hair, on to June, Orange Hat Reviews, Out of Step with Reality, Priscilla Hall, Riff Magos, Rosetta Allen, Steve Glasker, Teresa Martin, Theodore Benden, Tina Bojan, and of course the Empress of the Universe, Tina B. Thank you all very much for being my Patreon members. And now a shout out to all of my Subscribe Star members: Stan 4, John B, Perpetual Punster, Mr. Roy, Glinzer, J. Alex McCarthy Jr., Dean Heiss / the new number 2, J-Rod the Beer Guru, Nebanon G. Adams, and ZK Man. And Dion, thank you all so very much for being my Subscribe Star members, and to everyone who has been supportive of the channel. Of course, a shout out to my YouTube members, and you all know that you get your special perks every single time that we do a live stream, so thank you again for your support. If you want to have your name shouted out at the end of every single live stream and at the end of every single video, please check out the links in the description below to become a Patreon or Subscribe Star member today. You're going to also get access to things at the upper tiers, like a bi-weekly podcast that I do with my friend John the Flick Pick Flickinger. We also, of course, have a Chosen of Valhalla live stream once a month where me and my Chosen come together on this channel to talk about whatever it is that they want to talk about. So anyway, if all that stuff sounds interesting to you, please check out the links below. You guys are amazing, beautiful people. Hope you all have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless.